Have you or your loved one ever felt compelled to go somewhere but didn't know why or where? Having a serious case of the Midgar blues? Perhaps you're seeing strange places in your dreams. If so, call 1-800-NIBBLE and reserve your spot at the Nibelheim Recovery Center. We have the best specialists to help you in our well-equipped and recently renovated facilities.
Look at this. It's brand new.
Our medicine is out of this world and will get you up and running in no time. As a resident, you'll enjoy plenty of that crisp Mount Nebel air. You'll even have time to focus on your hobbies. So don't hesitate and call 1-800-NIBBLE today. The Nibelheim Recovery Center. Get away from the stress of the big city, because nothing bad ever happens in Nibelheim. Hello, you've reached the Nibelheim Recovery Center. Can I take your name?
Cloud Strife.
How can I help you, Mr. Strife?
Sometimes, I don't even know who I am. I forget things everyone else remembers just fine.
That sounds serious, sir.
It's like there's different people inside of me.
Are you experiencing any other symptoms?
Yeah. Got sent to another world. Apparently, there's at least a few more than one.
I see. Don't worry, our resident experts will walk you through this. I have to warn you, Mr. Strife, I will be making some predictions about Part 3, so if you can't handle that, please do hang up the phone. Now, let's review what's been really going on. See, your friend Zack had a bit of a scuffle with Shinra troops just outside of Midgar. It wasn't looking so good for him, but to everyone's surprise, he survived. But wait, what in the Marvel universe is this? A different dog? Okay, so he might actually be in a different world than our party. With like 1 HP left, he managed to drag your comatose ass back to Midgar, where he also found a comatose Aerith, and decided to move in with her mother, Elmira. The sky is a little creepy here, and since this is Final Fantasy VII, this might also be some sort of an afterlife. Oh look, Marlene is here too. Wait, is Marlene freaking dead? Never mind, Kyrie is here too, and she's just as annoying as she is in the Beagle world. Thanks for the heart attack, developers. I'm not as confident about little Marlene's schooling money though.
I'm gonna need a raise.
Consider it done.
By the way, the Terrier Aerith seems to have a working white materia. Perhaps she didn't have to spend it to purify the Singularity Portal, unlike Beagle Aerith at the end of Remake? If only someone could explain what is going on here.
Why are you asking me such things?
Yeah, he doesn't know anything. We do get an explanation from this handsome gentleman, whose hair is long and gray. He's saying that there's a lot of these worlds out there, and the planet is just constantly popping them out, like little farts you get after eating a burrito. But just like farts, these worlds fade. Eventually, they return to the flow of the lifestream, which is a big river of memories, hopes, and dreams that makes up reality and everyone in it. In case you weren't paying attention to Bugenhagen because he was mean to Tifa, let me remind you that when something dies, all their memories and essence dissolve into the lifestream, to allow new life to flourish somewhere else on the planet. According to Silver Fox here, new worlds are created when boundaries of fate are breached. But what if the planet ate a really bad burrito? If the worlds are full of misery and people having a really bad time, the lifestream energy could become corrupted by recycling all of those bad vibes. And Silver Fox here is really into it for some reason. Look at him turn this nice green lifestream into dark one in order to do more evil deeds. Why is he doing this? Maybe he wants to use this energy to hang out for eternity like the Gi, but maybe he should have paid them a visit first because their life kinda sucks. What's interesting though is that he's saying this is how reality works, which means it could include the Beagle world as well. So let's have a think. If these worlds are constantly unfolding and branching, maybe there's a main flow of the lifestream that powers the Beagle world, and sometimes it branches into these small worlds, but these branches are effectively dead ends because there's not enough energy to keep them going. And maybe that's why the reactors in those worlds have no Mako. And the burning rift in the sky is showing us that the end is nigh. That doesn't really explain why Marlene and Elmira seem to exist in multiple worlds, but we'll get to that one later. See, I don't think Silver Fox was telling us the whole truth. Because what if the planet was always creating these alternative worlds? They could have been a natural side effect of how the livestream works. He even suggested himself that they were used to hide things like the black materia,
which grants access to the true counterpart hidden between worlds.
Some theories suggest that the Cetra could have also used them to keep parts of Jenova separated to prevent a reunion of Jenova cells taking place. I very much like that idea. Further credence is given to this if you look at how we fight the same body of his Bizarro form across multiple worlds during the final gauntlet.
Call me crazy, but it feels like someone's helping us.
However, here's another possibility. Maybe these worlds had an additional purpose before. As I've mentioned earlier, maybe it was some sort of an afterlife. This idea is hard to buy if you actually walk around in these worlds and realize that everyone is sad and depressed. However, we've only started looking into these worlds after Silver Fox started messing with reality. So maybe when you die, if you have some unresolved hopes and dreams, if they are really powerful, your spirit could be in one of those worlds before ultimately having to return to the planet and dissolve in the livestream. Just like what that Cosmo NPC was talking about, you know, the one you've missed but everyone knows about by now, with her parents living in another plane of existence. Maybe that's what happened with Elmira's husband. See, Lipa Aerith told her that he tried reaching Elmira but didn't make it in time before having to return to the planet. At the end of the Yuffie DLC, we see Zack in front of the church. Maybe, under normal conditions, he'd be able to meet Aerith there. But Silver Fox really doesn't like our flower girl, and he's been hunting her down in every world. That means no date night for Zack.
Come on, man.
But people occupying these worlds are not thrilled about this either. Did you notice how I got all the way up to this point without actually saying Sephiroth?
Oh, yay!
Now, these branching worlds could get out of control, so to maintain some kind of order in the flow of the livestream, the planet would need to make sure that nothing can disrupt it. And that is where whispers come in. Have you ever wondered what these things actually are? Aerith explains at the end of Remake that they're voices of the planet, of those who died. Some clever fans noticed that they kind of look like the Cetran warriors from the Temple of the Ancients. I know what you're thinking, this is some grade A tinfoil hat I'm wearing, but hear me out. The Cetra don't have to return to the planet. We know this from Nojima's novels, so I'd say it is possible. With Jenova around, they probably couldn't dissolve into the livestream and instead either protected a destiny that kept Jenova in check, or were themselves influenced by Jenova, as explained in this awesome 3-hour video. But if you've been cooking in the livestream for centuries, you're going to end up with a few wrinkles. To learn more about whispers, we need to go back to Cosmo Canyon and talk to a certain someone. Yeah, we're not here for him because the developers put all the juicy lore into random NPCs and a conversation that contributes to the Barrett date at the Gold Saucer.
I had the pleasure of talking to a mentor. Said it was presumptuous of me to think I could save the planet. She decides her own fate, you see.
Well, yeah, Barrett should have realized that the planet is deciding its own fate, making sure that key events throughout the worlds don't change, that nothing happens to any key characters like him.
Maybe you'll learn something.
These whispers have a copy of OG and Advent Children and ensure that everything stays on track. Unless someone were stupid enough to disrupt this mechanism.
Go on again, fully wrapped at the happy turtle!
Get ready.
Get inside, find a seat, and something strong!
Bring it on.
Cloud,
So come on, so come on, so come on, take a ride of your show! We party, a party, a party, a party all night! So come on, come on, come on, come on, yeah!
oh shit. So now, because you've erased their last copy of Advent Children, they don't know what to do. But here comes Sephiroth with an idea for a new fate for the planet. And some of these whispers are on board with this. The rest, who still care about the cycle of life and resisting him, team up with the last Cetra. And if you think that this is crazy, what if I told you that there is precedent for this in the game, in the form of Queen's Blood? That's right. This side quest tells a story of the Shadow Blood Queen, who is likely a Cetra Queen under the influence of Jenova, and turned her followers to the dark side. The image of the Shadow Blood Queen is even visible inside the Temple of the Ancients, where we learn more about Jenova. Instead of explaining this concept directly, the devs decided to hide it inside a minigame. This would explain why at least some of these Cetran warriors were doing Jenova's bidding, but with Jenova's influence diminished, they are now up for grabs. It would also explain why the Harbinger of Fate at the end of Remake has a purple element to it, typically associated with Jenova. You see, Sephiroth got tired of being in the passenger seat. He goaded you into defeating Jenova's will, so that he can be at the steering wheel of destiny. Aerith probably knew this as well, but she's a bit of a wild one. So now that the teams are set, those whispers duke it out inside the livestream, but also try to influence our party.
Final round. Fight.
For example, by leading Cloud into the reactor so that he attacks Tifa.
Whispers, known not as we know them. Come. It's time.
Cloud! Stop! That's enough!
Tifa, you can't be. But I'm no fool.
Or with White Whispers successfully protecting Tifa in the livestream.
Fight.
Tifa? Barret!
Coming!
Tifa!
You win.
Tifa!
And I know there are some time-traveling shenanigans going on in this story too, but the events that are unfolding right now have consequences. As Aerith said,
What we've done, what's been done to us, that's set in stone. The past is forever.
we can deduct from this that A. Current events do matter, and B. Square Enix won't be remaking this game for a second time. But look, if our flower girl says this, I take it seriously, so let's go with the flow. This is probably a good time to talk about your girlfriend, Mr. Strife. Not this one. Not this one either. I meant your future girlfriend.
My future self. Can't say when you'll meet, but trust me, you'll love her.
Oh, but will you love her, Mr. Strife?
Why are you acting so weird?
See, future Aerith has a whole new to-do list that's a little different than the one she had in the past. Let's quickly recap where we actually see her. First, during the dream date, then in the sleeping forest, during the fight with Sephiroth, and she briefly possesses our Aerith right before the Demon Wall. So, looking chronologically, before the Demon Wall fight, Aerith approaches an apparition of Sephiroth to confront him about his retirement plans.
The black materia shall summon the destroyer of worlds. All life shall perish.
I, son of Jenova, will at last claim my birthright. My dominion shall reach into infinity, my fragmented mother. These errant worlds, all shall be one again.
The reunion.
Forever.
A weird green glow appears and she says,
There's no such thing as forever.
"Did you catch that weird echo?" Let me switch up the music, but listen really closely this time.
All made whole. Forever.
There's no such thing as forever.
See, that's future Aerith dialing up the livestream internet like it's 1997. Now, let's talk about that date. So you've hit your head from a fall after the events at the temple, and your consciousness was moved to a comatose version of yourself in another world. Or into a shell, perhaps, as Nojima would put it. Future Girl tells us,
We could call it a homecoming. Or homeward bound, maybe?
well, that sounds awfully familiar,
This is but a homecoming.
but it does sound less creepy when she says it. And then she says that it's...
My dream, to be precise.
What the hell are you...
You could take this many different ways. By homeward bound, she's surely referring to this rift, which probably means that this world will fade soon and return to the lifestream. But what could Aerith's dream be? Did she create this world? Sephiroth says,
So this is where you've been hiding, in a world that has accepted its fate.
see, he's not saying that she's been hiding inside her dream or anything. So I'm thinking, this world is just here, and she is just visiting it. So her dream? Is it a date with you, Cloud? For sure, she really likes you, but Aerith is not a selfish person.
All I want is one thing. To keep the others safe.
What if her dream is what we see in this world? The souls of Gaia, making the most of their final moments. Her dream is for people to accept death being an inevitable part of the cycle of life. Accepting that something needs to end for something new to begin. It's something you, Mr. Strife, are not comfortable talking about, so she's showing it to you instead. She's not that bothered with being homeward bound because this is just the nature of life. By the way, how sus are these NPCs, right? It's like the developers themselves are trying to tell us something.
That one.
Ah, I'm so sorry. I meant everything but that one. Tell you what, I've got something else I think you'll love. Come on, man.
You know, that's actually pretty neat. Perfect, even.
You kidding me?
Though these aren't the only treats I've got, you know. How about my latest creation?
Really? Let's try it.
Sure.
Dilly-dally, shilly-shally.
Ugh.
Figured I'd pull out all the stops for my last hurrah. Guess I pulled out one too many.
No, it just needs a little sugar, maybe.
Yeah, and take out whatever's making my tongue tingle.
It sounds to me like I need to start over. If only we all had more time, am I right?
But I digress. What does Future Girl know that we don't?
Whatever happens, don't blame yourself.
She seems extra concerned about you and even tells you that she'll take care of Sephiroth.
But forget about him for now. Just focus on yourself, okay? Leave Sephiroth to me. I can handle him.
Is she our Aerith but from the future? OG Aerith from 1997? Was she giving Aerith future memories in a remake? It's hard to say for sure, but some roles seem to apply to Aerith too, which is why she asked you to smuggle the white materia. So I don't think we've seen this omnipresent version at the very end of the game, as I tried highlighting in my previous video. Her repeating a quote from Remake could be used as an argument that this is an imitation made by Jenova, but it could also be a hint that this is the Aerith that we've interacted with since Remake. And this is in contrast to an Aerith we've seen in the Dream Date. Yeah, I know it's a weird discrepancy that Future Girl is telling you not to worry about Sephiroth, but we literally juggle his ass together like 50 minutes later into this video game, so deal with it.
You ready? Let's finish this.
Also, she did say focus on yourself for now. Okay, I'm done. It could be that after our Arif said goodbye, she went straight to Square Enix's head office in Japan, found a PlayStation 6 dev kit, and played an alpha build of Part 3. She's seen how poorly you're doing, Cloud, and now she's very worried. So she had to dial up back in time using the livestream internet. But I guess we'll find out what she saw in Part 3. In terms of the Bronco Aerith, I think she's trying to show you that she's accepted what happened at the end of the game, and that you shouldn't be consumed by anger and grief like Sephiroth. She literally told everyone to move on right after they relived their worst traumas. Your trial, Mr. Strife, was at the Forgotten Capital. So, yeah. This scene alone could be interpreted as Jenova pushing you along, but think about it. Jenova's MO is not just creating illusions, but also falsifying and suppressing memories.
So, you know Tifa, right? Cloud! Are you ignoring me?
Jenova erased your memory by the lake. Then called you to the reunion before the tiny Bronco. I don't think you needed any more convincing to head north at this point, did you?
Hello in there.
Oh, it's been a while since we checked in on your buddy Zack. However, things are about to get a little crazy from here, so let's take a little break. Do you live in Midgar? Are you sick and tired of that egg smell in your tap water? Is it driving you absolutely nuts? Go now to sector7waterfilters.com and get your filter fitted today. We'll send out a specialist within 24 hours and you can pay us later.
My associate handles payment disputes.
Pretty please.
Sector7waterfilters.com, making tap water cleaner than the rivers of Gongaga.
The world's ending. I received a letter saying my husband had been killed in action.
This is so messed up. Elmira?
Zack, right? Without you, I'd be a wreck.
I mean, who says it's gotta be one way?
Make sure that you're back by dinner.
Gotta find Elmira. I'm back.
Special treat for everyone.
Hold on to your butts! Oh, fuck! Don't be a movie. Don't be a movie. Oh my fucking god! It's happening! No way! No way! Oh my god! Oh my
Even though you can effectively switch him off in New Game Plus, I think Zack has a crucial role in the re-trilogy. Zack hangs out at Elmira's house and takes care of your comatose body. Look at that massive bowl of water he's carrying. You think it's just to wash your face? This man is a true hero. However, Marlene is bummed out, so he goes out to look for Biggs. He eventually finds him and the two start chatting. Biggs acts like he knows the remake version of Cloud. Zack is confused, as he's just finished playing Crisis Core, but he skipped the final cutscene. Weird, right?
He's not from this world. Oh shit, bro.
That's what I thought. But as we explained earlier, the Terrier world must have branched from Beagle at the end of Remake, judging by the state of Midgar and news reported by the media in both worlds.
Of course, this is only the most recent in a series of crises. Multiple reactor bombings, followed by the fall of the Sector 7 plate, culminating in this unprecedented destruction, caused by a massive tornado which swept through Sectors 0, 1, and 2.
So, how and why were Zack and Biggs transported here?
My ass is engaged. Two cheeks.
From their recollections, it sounds like they're describing the last moments before their deaths. But with the help of some Grey Whispers, they survive. This, I think, is a bit of an illusion. What I think might have happened is that they were reborn in this new Terrier world. Think of it this way. Their recollections, which would exist as memories in the livestream, describe moments before their deaths. They don't have any memories in between because they weren't around to witness the events. That's why their sense of time is also busted. Their rebirth is symbolized by Biggs waking up in a bed at the orphanage, and Zack waking up in a fetal position in his hideout, after previously being completely removed from the confrontation with the Shinra troops. So far so good. They are not around in Beagle, so there are no contradictions for their existence. Tifa, Barrett, and Red are presumed dead in Terrier, but Marlene and Elmira also exist in Beagle. Marlene seemingly has the same memories she would have in Beagle.
No.
Wait.
I saw it.
This Marlene is also the one.
Please?
This Marlene's the one from our timeline.
So, is it some kind of a copy? Things get even more insane when Zack starts splitting the worlds in two by defying fate with his dream of saving everyone. This is represented by a rainbow effect appearing as it happens, an effect similar to one we know from the refraction of light through a prism, taking a beam of light and splitting it into its components. Note that the same rainbow effect is also visible at the Forgotten Capital when Cloud parries Sephiroth's sword, saving Aerith in one of the worlds. Right before it happens though, Cloud's sword is surrounded by lifestream energy. If this sort of divergence creates two new directions in the flow of the livestream, I think what might be happening is that every person in that new world now possesses access to their past memories, but is also now creating alternative memories. So people like Marlene and Elmira are not just weird amalgams presented to Zack, they are fully connected to their past memories in the livestream, making them 100% authentic versions of the characters we know from Remake, who now exist and are conscious in separate worlds, creating alternative memories of their own lives. You think this is crazy? Well, where the hell are those annoying whispers when you need them, huh? When I say these characters are authentic, of course, there will be some divergence happening from the point when a world and their consciousness branches off. But even if you think of yourself at different points in time, there are some things in your personal essence that don't really change.
You can ask anyone around here. I'm the best there is. Ask anyone around here. I'm the best there is.
Unless we are influenced by something overwhelmingly positive or negative, and give into its influence. Now, if you think that this is completely nuts, and there's no way the developers will take it too far in Part 3, right? What if I told you that the developers have already explored an even crazier version of this exact concept right in front of us in form of a yet another side quest inside Final Fantasy VII Rebirth from none other than
Tifa! Cloud, my bro! Tifa!
Johnny?
That's right. Thanks to Yuffie's ninja shenanigans, Johnny has multiplied himself, perfectly illustrating how this concept works. And if you talk to each Johnny, they are exactly like him. But with the help of our party, we elevate Johnny to an owner of a respectable hotel. and he has to eventually say goodbye to the other Johnnies, realizing that only one can really remain. A principle that could be later applied to the worlds. But wait, there is more. Remember Kyrie, the so-called merc and scam artist? She represents the potential of someone who's neither good or evil at this point. When Zack bumps into her, we see that she was willing to join Avalanche by bringing her backpack to the group's meetup. But without any encouragement, she gets embarrassed and walks away. However, when confronted by our party and her grandma, in the Beagle world, she helps her take revenge on the mayor of Costa del Sol, thus officially joining the good side, all thanks to the positive influence of people around her. See, when Cloud asked this boomer about Mako energy,
planet runs out of energy. It and everything on it dies, right?
Yes.
There any way to avoid this? Like, making the spiritual energy stronger?
Perhaps the answer, you mean old fart, is actually yes.
Everyone's sitting back, acting like the world's doomed, but the future's not set in stone. We're not powerless. So long as we don't lose sight of what's important. I don't know, hopes, dreams, maybe? Something like that. So long as we've got those, and hold on tight and never let go.
Like this?
Like your life depends on it.
The world's lucky to have you.
Guess who I just saw? Biggs.
Really?
Said he'd visit, too.
Oh, yay!
Through the actions of Zack and Biggs, by bringing hope to the worlds that are being poisoned with misery by Sephiroth, even life starts to return to them, which is represented by the return of flowers in Elmire's garden. If Zack was returned to one of those worlds at the end of the game, the flowers being present in the church could mean that there is another way to fight back Sephiroth within those worlds, in stopping his harvest of negative energy, effectively preventing Sephiroth's reunion plan and corrupting all of the lifestream energy. Because as he proclaims at the Forgotten Capital, he needs spite and sorrow for this reunion to work. This is not something that Cloud and the party can do alone across multiple worlds. This process has parallels to the degradation of soldiers who get taken over by Sephiroth's will when they lose their own internal struggle by giving into despair, once again pitting someone's individualism and inner strength against Sephiroth's monolithic vision of the world. While it's possible that Zack has now been moved to the Beagle world, as there is no stamp for us to confirm his exact location at the end of the game, him saying the words,
"Just as worlds unite, so too do they part. But who's to say they can't unite again?"
means to me that his work in these alternative worlds is not done yet. He might not know exactly what is happening to him, but the developers do, and they're the ones writing his dialogue lines. So I think this is a strong hint. Looking at the potential of Zack and Biggs' impact, we can also get a clue as to why they were reborn in the first place. Perhaps a few good whispers after losing access to a determinable outcome that was provided by the Harbinger chose Zack and Biggs as fail-safes to secure a better outcome. Biggs being a positive and a caring person, but also known for his indecisiveness, complementing Zack, who's confident and willing to challenge fate, but is known for not always working for the right side. It's hard to know for sure how much Aerith was involved in this decision. However, it does not seem like a coincidence since she knew both of them personally. While Zack realizes that he's a side effect of Sephiroth's plan after he is rejected by him and thrown into a black void, he also suspects that Aerith had something to do with his second chance. How will their battle play out in Part 3? You tell me. So, these alternative experiences have a definite impact on Sephiroth's plan, by counteracting his bad vibes, but how do they impact our characters? It seems that people like Zack, who are essentially conscious in multiple worlds, are not really aware of this fact. They only remember things that can be traced back to them. But since this is the livestream, it might not be that simple. One fun idea to consider is that when Zack kept running into Shinra troops, why did he suddenly change his mind and decide not to confront them at the reactor? Did his subconscious tell him something based on what happened in a different world? Going back to this idea of an afterlife, if Elmira's husband would have made it to her home and talked to her and managed to say his goodbye before dissolving into the livestream, could Elmira in the Beagle world in her sleep have one day connected with that memory? Even though it didn't happen to her consciousness specifically, she could have heard her husband's authentic goodbye in her dreams, similar to how Cloud experiences the dream date or speaks to Aerith in the resolution scene in Remake. One piece of evidence that gives credence to such world-crossing exchange is an NPC in Zacks' world.
These days, every time I sleep, I dream about all the things I wish I'd done differently.
While the exact mechanics of this are still a mystery, the game clearly wants us to think about different possibilities and outcomes, which in Part 3 may lead to some tough choices, as we realize that we can't have our cake and eat it. But that's just my best guess, Mr. Strife. Hello? Cloud? Are you still there? Did you fall asleep again?
You asshole!
If this video was insightful in any way, please like and subscribe. Tell me in the comments if you have a different idea. I've spoken in my previous video how Rebirth presents the ideas behind the cycle of life and how Aerith manifests them in the game. But through these livestream worlds, there are additional themes that are being explored. Themes like the power of optimism, hope, how we influence others. Because everything is tied to the same livestream, the same planet, I don't think they mess with the stakes of the story unlike other multiverses. It can be misunderstood in such way, but I hope I made a good argument that the stakes are in fact higher with these worlds added, if you're willing to look closely enough, that is. This of course is also a clever plot device for our beloved Zack to interact with authentic versions of characters from our world, without affecting the OG plotline, while still being a crucial influence in the battle for the Promised Land. Many of my predictions will probably turn out to be wrong, or we may never even know all of the details, but I think the thematic elements presented in the game are pretty consistent and will matter in Part 3 as well. However, if you're still not convinced by the statement I made with the name of this chapter, let me leave you with one final observation based on Loveless.
Even if tomorrow is barren of promises.
No, not that one. The good one. The one that reveals exactly how the trilogy will end. See, when the cat says,
"What is the future if not the product of choices past? Each a fork in the road. None can divine the conclusion of every path."
Oh, Kate, I think you meant to say no one person can do it, but 2 or more Zacks are better than
me? Gungaga.
You have to promise not to look up, 'cause I'm pretty sure you won't like what you see.